Today on my channel, I'm sharing a recipe for something I like to call Jollof Fiesta. It's a baked jollof rice recipe with tiny cuts of fried assorted meats and fried plantains. It's a marriage made in food heaven. It's so good, you guys. If you like your jollof rice with fried plantain and meats, then this recipe is going to wow you. It's so good, it's really quick, and everything happens in one dish, and gosh, you're going to love it, trust me. For this recipe, I'm using golden Sella Basmati rice. And this is my assorted meats that I already cooked and fried. I'm using some pepper mix, which has tomatoes, tatashes, habaneros, and onions. And I blended it smooth for this recipe, just like I do in jollof rice. I'm using some tomato paste also. For my seasoning, I'm using chicken seasoning, I'm using dried thyme, curry powder, nutmeg, some oil, and some salt, and some butter. This is the plantain I'm going to fry. I'm only frying just one. All of this is going to happen in this dish. It's oven safe. Make sure you use a dish that can go in the oven and not crack when it's really hot. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to soak my rice. Because I use golden Sella Basmati rice, that's all I do. I don't do parboiling in the typical sense. I just pour hot water over my rice and I let it soak for about 10 minutes, and then I rinse it on the cold running water, pour it in a sieve and let it drain until I'm ready to use it. I do this for all of my rice dishes, including boiled white rice. Next, I'm going to fry my plantains. I'm going to cut it and dice it. This is the way that I want to do it, but you can do whatever shape that you want. Although I'll advise you to cube it so that it's in small pieces and you get plantains and meat with every spoonful or every forkful of this jollof rice that you take. I'm deep frying my plantains, but you can air fry it, you can bake it, you can do whatever you want, but I really and seriously think that deep frying plantain is just the best way to do plantain, and it's just delicious. I know a lot of people don't salt their plantains, but I like to salt mine. I just think that the salt adds something extra, but of course, you don't have to salt it if you don't want to. Next, I'm going to deep fry my plantain in this oil. I'm not going to show you how to fry plantain, you guys, because I know that you do that on a regular, so I'm just going to skip over and show you the rest of this recipe. It's been about 10 minutes now. I'm going to rinse my rice under cold running water and just set it aside. Next, I'm going to prepare the base for my jollof rice. In this dish, I'm going to add my pepper mix. Like I said, it has tomatoes, tatashes, habanero, and onions, and it's already cooked. I like to boil my peppers before I blend it, as some of you already know. So this is somewhat cooked, it's not completely raw. Next, I'm going to add some oil. So this recipe is almost the same as if you were doing it in a pot on a stove. You're adding the same ingredients, only you're going to do this in the oven. So I've added some curry powder. I'm going to add some thyme now. That's my son's lunchbox, by the way. He just got in from school. I'm adding some chicken seasoning next, and I'm only adding a little bit because I still have some chicken stock to use. So I'm just adding that because I know it's going to need a little more. But once I've added my stock, like I'm doing now, and I taste it, I'm going to see how much more it needs and if I'm going to add any salt at all. Next, I'm adding my tomato paste. You want your jollof rice to have that rich red color, like it would normally have. I know a lot of people fear baked jollof rice because they think that it doesn't come out the same way as when you do it in a pot, but trust me, if you get this base right, your baked jollof rice is going to come out looking rich. The texture is almost always perfect and no one is going to be able to tell the difference. I'm just going to mix all of this together properly now, and it's important that you do this because once it goes in the oven, you can't stir it again. You're going to have to wait for it to be done before you can bring it out. I've just tasted it now and I think it needs a little bit of salt, so I'm just going to add that and then stir, and then my base is ready, you guys. I'm now going to add my washed rice to this. It's been draining, so all of the water is out. I'm going to mix this properly now, like I stated before. You guys, you have to take your time and do this properly. You don't want your jollof rice to come out looking funny. So make sure you get it right so that no one can even tell that you made this in the oven. So next I'm going to add some water. I'm not going to add a lot of water to cover the whole dish. I just need a little water to get the cooking process going. As you know, jollof rice needs mostly steam to get cooked, but we need this water just to get the cooking process going and for the steam to form. I'm going to mix all of this together. I'm also going to add my nutmeg before it goes into the oven. You guys, always try to use freshly grated nutmeg. The flavor is different and it's just warm and just really delicious. It's much better than the nutmeg that's already ground and, you know, in the spice jars that you get in the supermarket. Next, I'm going to cover it with tin foil. Make sure that you cover it tight. What you're trying to do is you're trying to trap the steam in. When the rice starts to cook in the oven, you want the steam trapped in there and you want it cooking your rice. That's the essence of putting a foil over it. Now I'm going to put it in my preheated oven and let it bake for about 50 minutes at 200 degrees. It's 50 minutes now and my rice is ready. I'm just going to fluff it, you guys, and show you what it looks like. This looks amazing already, you guys. The key to this jollof rice is being able to time it, being able to get your base right, the amount of water right, and just trusting that it's going to cook. Always make sure that in the start of cooking your jollof rice, you don't add too much water. Guys, trust that steam is going to cook your jollof rice. Once it's set to the right temperature, just leave it covered in there and let the steam do its thing. Next, I'm going to add in my fried plantains from earlier, my assorted meat, and I'm going to add some butter. I think that butter adds some richness to it, and it's the only reason I add it. If you want to skip it, by all means, please do. If you also wanted to use margarine in this recipe, it works just as well. I'm going to combine everything together, you guys, and this smells delicious. Like, it smells amazing because all of that flavor was trapped in. As soon as I opened it, the smell, the aroma just fills the kitchen. So I'm stirring everything to combine. I'm going to leave it for about 2 minutes for everything to come together, for the plantains and meat and rice to get to know each other, come together and, you know, act as one. And you guys, this is my delicious jollof fiesta. I know some people have argued that I shouldn't call this jollof rice, but you guys, that's what it is. It's delicious jollof rice. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, any suggestions, please leave them in the comment section and I'll get to them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that. Hit the bell also so you're notified when next I post amazing content. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.